So it's an ex-cop by the name of the Officer Tatum, who was on a whatever podcast, and he gives some very disturbing statistics of his time when he was on the force. Let's hear what he had to say regarding SA.
Pitcher Trevor Bauer. It is a false accusation case that shows just how some women can be pure evil. I saw the video. I actually reached out to him to see if he wants to be on the show and maybe do a one-on-one interview. So I didn't fully review the thing. But it sounds to me like false accusation ruined his career. It sounded like
I did a video about it earlier. I did some research on it. The woman apparently set him up from the very beginning. She knew how much his net worth was. She got caught texting a friend about how she's going to take advantage of him. She leveraged rough, you know what, I don't know if I can say that on your thing, but she leveraged rough play with the man, and she told him, hey, hit me harder and all this other stuff while they were doing the stuff. And she leveraged that to act as if he beat her, and then she made these accusations. He lost his position. He had a $100 million contract. They suspended him for 2 years. He was out of the MLB, and then it just came out that he was innocent.
And he still has not been let back into the MLB. He's playing for the Yokohama Dina Bay Stars right now, overseas, after being proven innocent.
Women do this all the time. I'll say this, and it's very unfortunate. When I was a cop, 99% of the allegations of misconduct, sexually assault, and all that stuff were all fake. It's really unfortunate that women who actually that stuff happened to, they don't report it. But some women that do report it, they lie about it. And in my career, I only had 2 real cases. And I had a detective sergeant that was in investigation for 10 years or 15 years, never had a single legitimate case. So it's fortunate that some women do things like that. It makes the ones who are legitimate victims afraid to say something and make people not believe them. And this woman is a perfect example. She made up a whole scenario that she was beaten. And then
he said in his career, 99% of the cases that he experienced were false. Do you hear what I'm saying? Now he's about to ask him what's the real number that he thinks is prevalent to the rest of, you know, all of the officers. Listen to this.
Do you think that in your estimation, what if you had to assign a percentage, what percentage of reported incidents of assault, let's say, are unfounded?
What do you mean? That they're not legitimate, or we couldn't get to the bottom of it?
They're not legitimate.
Of assaults with
essays.
Yeah, okay. I would say 80% probably, are probably illegitimate.
Peep the numbers he's given. He said 99% were false during his time of a cop that he experienced personally, and then he believes that 80% of overall SAs that are reported by women, he believes to be false or unfounded or just flat out lies. 80%. That's crazy.
And what do you think are some of the motivations typically?
Getting caught. One girl, it was a crazy scenario. She was cheating on her boyfriend. She climbed up on the second story in the room to cheat. Boyfriend come home, catch her. She started claiming that she was getting taken advantage of. So the boyfriend pulls out a knife. The guy puts his hand up, cut his finger off. And they ended up finding out after she admitted that no, she was cheating, and she was afraid that she was getting caught, so she made that accusation. Other young women do it a lot. Unfortunately, their parents find out that they've been interacting with men, or they've slept with somebody and they don't want the baby, so they have an opportunity to have the Plan B pill given to them for free and an STD check at the hospital. And a lot of them go to the hospital and do that, not knowing that the hospital has a duty to report. And so we show up to do the report, and they make up some fake story. So that has happened a lot of times. Or some women have regret. So they sleep with a guy, and then they make the excuse that, oh, I was drunk, or I don't remember what happened, so they can get the Plan B for free. And sometimes they're just embarrassed because everybody now know that they slept with this guy at this party. And that's been my experience. Now, I did work in a college town, so that's mostly the experience that I had was with these young college girls. It's unfortunate, you know, maybe I haven't taken every call, But I know of a lot of women that get taken advantage of and they never say anything. They don't report it officially. Family knows it happened. The trauma comes up later in life and they never reported it. And I wish that we could reverse that.
And see, this is the sad part about the reality of how these things play out. The majority of the women that really need the help and the resources and really need the therapy to get through the trauma of what they've experienced, they don't get that help because, for one, they don't report it. And I would guess that they don't report it because when they do bring it up to whoever, when they do gather the courage and shed the embarrassment, and I wish that they wouldn't be embarrassed, but it's a lot of different feelings that go into these type of things when they have been wronged. And a lot of times they're not grown women, they're young girls, and they, kids, and they feel a lot of confusing feelings about all this stuff, and they find it in their, they open up to the one person in the family that they think is going to be accepting and going to get some help or going to do something about the situation. Could be a young girl opening up to her mama, and the mama don't want to hear it because the new boyfriend, it's a lot of different reasons. It could be a young girl opening up to the father, and he don't believe it for whatever reason. For whoever and however, it tends that these girls that are truthfully assaulted don't get the reception that they were looking for when they first open up to somebody, and then they kind of shut down. So they don't report it to the police. So then what's left is a bunch of funky, falsifying, trifling women who step in the gap and use these made-up fairy tale stories and target men of money or men that they just don't like because the relationship didn't work out, whatever it is. They target them and disassemble their whole life. Send these men to jail, take their professions away, all because the court system and public opinion makes men guilty and proven innocent. And here we have 80%, as estimated earlier by the Officer Tatum, of the women that step in and report. Well, they want to say they're so courageous. They're courageous liars is what they are. They're reporting because they're 9 times out of 10, they're making up a story about somebody. And I don't understand why it's no repercussions to these funky type of women that do this. Because what they do when they step in and spew these lies is they murky the water of us seeing who is really in need of help. When we look at our women and our women say, hey, somebody wronged me, what do you think men are going to feel after watching 10 women in a row get found out to be that they're lying and they're trying to get a bag out of some professional player? And then here comes number 11. We're going to group you together. So women, I advise y'all to stop just standing together in this solidarity of womanhood and just believing your fellow woman just because y'all women. Y'all know a lot of y'all are shiesty individuals. And it's terrible that y'all go about this in the way that y'all do. If women that accuse men, if men are looking at 15 years for this accusation, that woman should be facing that same 15 years if it's found out that she's been purposely lying to try to get a bag out of this guy. And there's no other way to explain that. It just is what it is, but it ain't how the law works. The law doesn't punish women for these type of things. So until we change the law, we're going to keep getting the same result of these scuzz bucket women that falsify these claims. And the real women who need help are going to keep getting swept under the rug. It's your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.